Yes, so welcome back to Steve Landry TV show, your number one TV show in Delta State, Asaba. You know, it's the video. Oh, yeah. All right. As you can see, if you have been following Steve Landry on puberty on the discourse puberty, you will know that we are now in hygiene. We are now in the discourse about hygiene under puberty. You understand? So we are now in hygiene sub volume 4. Please, if you have been missing out, you're just joining us today, please go back and watch our discourse from beginning. You understand? But you can still follow us up since you are here. But just to have the full gist, you need to go back and watch it. And if you are still wondering what is the link or the name to search for on YouTube, if you are watching me now on Facebook or on or on TikTok, just know that the name of this show is Steve Landry TV show. If you are watching me from TikTok, just click on the link on my bio. You understand? Just click on it. It will take you straight to my YouTube channel. All right. So today we'll be talking about hygiene sub volume 4, which is and I don't know if I don't deal with us since you know what today's topic sub volume is talking about. And today's sub volume 4 topic is body odor, scientifically known as what we call bromhidrosis. I never heard that before. So body odor scientifically is called bromhidrosis, not hydrosis. Is H with the I, not H with the Y. Okay, so body odor scientifically is called bromhidrosis. So today's sub-volume 4, we'll be talking about bromhidrosis, H with the I and not H with the Y. So scientifically, body odor is called bromhidrosis. All right, parents, you need to know that when children reaches puberty, a new type of sweat gland develops in their armpits and their genitals area. What you need to know, because I believe you all passed this stage, so it's not something that is new to you this time around. So know that when children or when your child during this stage reaches puberty, a new sweat gland develops in the armpit, and for the female in the genital area, and for the male their penis area. And skin bacteria feed on these sweat glands. You understand? On our skin now, we have bacteria there. That's why it's advised that when you are feeling your skin is irritating you, always wash your body, go and take your bath. So when children reaches puberty, a new sweat gland develops in their armpit and genital areas. Naturally, sweat does not cause body odor. I need you to note this down. Naturally, sweat does not cause body odor, because the sweat that comes out of my body contains 3 substances known as water, salt, and fat. Our sweat does not contain just water and salt. No, it contains both water, salt, and fat. These are the 3 components in our sweat. You understand? Now, the bacteria that is found on our skin after this sweat is being is out, this bacteria on our skin will feed on this sweat, and once they feed on this sweat, it causes bromhidrosis, which is body odor. You understand? Because naturally our sweat does not does not cause body odor. Now, parents, you need to know this. The onset of puberty is also a good time for your children to start using deodorant. The onset of puberty is also a good time for your child to start using what? Deodorant. Not just deodorant. Not just deodorant, but what? There is one deodorant I'm going to call, which is known as what? Antiperspirant. Antiperspirant deodorant. Just go to a supermarket, or I don't know where you can get perfume, not just deodorant. It's called antiperspirant deodorant. If you want to buy your deodorant, just check the content that is written on the deodorant perfume. They'll write it there. This deodorant is they'll tag it there, antiperspirant deodorant. It's going to be written there. You understand? So the onset of puberty is also a good time. So parents, sometimes we are ignorant. Sometimes we act as if we did not pass that stage. Or I don't know if we're having memory loss. You understand? So the onset of puberty is also a good time for your child to do or to start using deodorant. Not just deodorant, but what? Antiperspirant deodorant. Now, what does this antiperspirant deodorant do? The antiperspirant deodorant helps to cover bromhidrosis. Now, if you hear me say bromhidrosis, know that I'm referring to what? Body odor. What does antiperspirant deodorant do? It helps to cover what? Bromhidrosis, which is what? Body odor. And not just that, it also helps to what? Control how you sweat. It also helps to do what? Control how you sweat. Another thing I will advise parents to do, or guide them to do at this stage, if you are getting this antiperspirant deodorant, please allow your child to make their choice. Take them along. Don't do things for them like that, because at this stage they are growing. Before you know, they will grow into what? The adolescent stage, and that is another tough stage. You understand? So you need to nurture them on time. That's why I said, before your child attains that puberty stage, give them orientation about the puberty stage, so that once they attain that stage, it will not be a new thing to them anymore. If you ask me what age, I will tell you, once your child turns 5, start breaking the egg. Let them know what it is. You understand? All right. After knowing this, we'll swiftly talk about the causes of bromhidrosis. The causes of bromhidrosis. What pores body odor, which is bromhidrosis. Now, as I said earlier, causes of bromhidrosis, which is what? Body odor. Now you can be asking, how or what causes bromhidrosis? Now, parents, this is what you need to know, because if you are lacking the idea on how to help your child, because if you check based on the steps that we are using to come till we arrived at hygiene sub volume 4, you know that we are taking this topic step by step and stage by stage. Are you okay? So what causes bromhidrosis? Now, this is what causes it. Is caused by the breakdown of what? Sweat by bacteria. Like what I said earlier, we sweat normal sweat, and our natural sweat cannot cause or cannot cause bromhidrosis. What causes bromhidrosis is because of the reaction between the sweat and the bacteria that is on our skin. You understand? You want to ask me, oh, what is the bacteria that is on our skin that feeds on sweat? Ask that question on the comment section. I will answer you. But for now, I won't mention it. Okay? So, what causes bromhidrosis? Bromhidrosis is caused by the breakdown of sweat by bacteria on our skin, not just sweat itself. Our sweat, our natural sweat, like I said, contains three components. It contains water, it contains salt, and it also contains what? Fat. Now you should know that. Now I want to break it down to our knowledge. I want to break this down so you really understand what causes sweat. Now, this class is not just for puberty. It's not just for our preteen and teenagers alone. It's also for preteen, teenagers, adolescent, adults, and everybody. You understand? Because we all sweat. You understand? All right. Now, you should know that there are two types of sweat gland that produces sweat. We have two types of sweat glands that produces sweat in our body system, and the first gland is the number one. First gland is known as the eccrine gland. Eccrine gland, if I'm to pronounce it that way. Its spelling is going to be written on the screen. Eccrine gland. We also have the apocrine gland, because there are two types of sweat gland found in our system. One is the eccrine gland. The second one is known as the apocrine gland. Now, the eccrine gland produces sweat for cooling. Yes, that's what the eccrine gland does. It produces sweat for cooling. If you observe, sometimes after gymming, or after doing exercise or yoga, or after washing clothes, or after doing any kind of domestic work or any kind of work, when you relax, you see that sweat that comes out from your body while you were working, once breeze blow you, you see that sweat cools your body. You understand? So that kind of sweat is known as what? Is produced by what? The eccrine gland. Now, the apocrine gland produces sweat in the areas like armpit, groin, the genitals area, the penis area. This is where the apocrine gland is being found. That's where apocrine gland produces its own kind of sweat, and the apocrine gland produces a thicker sweat, and that thicker sweat contains the food that these bacteria feed on. The eccrine gland sweat is not thick, and it does not contain any kind of food or nutrients that will enable the bacteria that is found on our skin to eat or to feed on. You understand? So the sweat that the bacteria found on our skin feeds on is a thicker sweat, and that's what produces that thicker sweat is the apocrine gland, found in where? The armpit, the genitals area, the groin, you understand, the penis area, all those eating areas. You understand? So that's where the apocrine gland produces sweat, and this kind of sweat, that's what the bacteria on our skin feeds on, and the sweat is thicker because of the nutrients there. You understand? And once this bacteria feeds on this sweat, it results to what? Body odor, known as what scientifically? Bromhidrosis. Now, I would like us to quickly move to the factors that lead to this case for the apocrine gland. Now, the factors that leads to this, now we have the puberty stage. Puberty is one of the factors that leads to this body odor. We have diet. What you eat also leads to this case. We have medical conditions. We have medications. There are some drugs that when you take them, when you sweat, you start perceiving them. And it's the apocrine gland that produces this thicker sweat that the bacteria feeds on. And once this bacteria feeds on, like I said earlier, it produces what? Body odor, known as bromhidrosis. Also, hygiene can also what? Cause bromhidrosis, and other factors which I'm going to explain when we are talking about the primary cases of what? Body odor. Now, swiftly, let's talk about the primary causes of bromhidrosis. One of the primary causes of bromhidrosis is known as what? Bacteria and sweat. Bacteria and sweat. Remember, I said I'm going to take my time to draft out uh, everything, or every information about bromhidrosis. That's why I can't remember them, so I'm not saying them off heart, so I have to jot them down. Forgive me if I'm not fluent. All right. So one of the primary causes of bromhidrosis is what? Bacteria and sweat. Now, know that your skin is naturally covered in bacteria. That is, our skin is naturally covered in what? In bacteria. Don't ask me the bacteria. Yeah. Okay, although you cannot ask me here, but I won't say it. So if you want to ask me what's the name of the bacteria, please ask me what is the name of this bacteria that is covered in our that our skin is covered with or in. Ask it on the comment section. I'm going to react to it. So our skin is naturally covered in bacteria. With these bacteria, when these bacteria come in contact with sweat, which is known as what? The sweat that comes from the apocrine gland. Remember, the sweat that comes from apocrine gland, that's where the bacteria that is covered in that is found in our skin feeds on. Once this bacteria come in contact with once this sweat comes in contact with the bacteria found on our skin, and remember, our sweat contains what? Water, salt, and what? Fat. This is the food that this bacteria feed on. So once they come in contact with bacteria found on our skin, the bacteria breaks it down. So when this bacteria breaks it down, it produces what? Bromhidrosis. So it's the breakdown of this fat, salt, and water by the bacteria found on our skin that produces what? Bromhidrosis. Take it down. Now, the second primary causes of bromhidrosis is what? Apocrine, the apocrine sweat gland. This gland is located in areas like the armpit and groin, like I said earlier. You understand? And it is thick, protein rich sweat that is odorless. You understand? So what this apocrine gland, the sweat that this apocrine gland produces is what? It contains water, salt, and then what? Fat. And this water is not just ordinary water. It's protein rich sweat. You understand? Combine all of them, it is what? Rich in protein, and it is odorless. That is to say, our normal sweat is odorless. I need you to take note of that, until it is being broken down by this bacteria found on our skin. It's only when this bacteria found on our skin breaks them down, that's when it produces what? Bromhidrosis. Now, we are going to drift to the contributing factors. Like I said, we've mentioned it already: puberty, diet, medication, medical condition, hygiene, exercise and heat. Also, we have weight. If you want to still go further, we have vitamins, supplements, and also infections. These are what? The contributing factors of what? Bromhidrosis. So we'll be talking about puberty itself. So puberty, as I said, this is when apocrine gland becomes active. Is at this puberty stage, that's when the apocrine gland becomes what? Active. So a child that have not attained the stage of puberty, they have that gland is already inbuilt. The eccrine gland, the apocrine gland is already inbuilt. So the eccrine gland is more active before a child attains that puberty stage. You understand? That's where the eccrine gland is more active. Then the apocrine gland is less active at this stage. You understand? It's less active at this stage. That's why if you want to know that they just beat baby, you know that na pikin scent na im dey scent for this room. That is the apocrine gland producing those. That's the work of the apocrine gland. But it is not. It is a nice fragrance. You know that baby, na baby dey scent for this house. So you understand. But when we're talking about something that is odor, now from that puberty stage, staunch one. You understand? So puberty is one of the contributing factor. This, like I said, this is when the apocrine gland becomes active, leading to increased body odor for many people. So it leads to what? The increase. It leads to the increase to a lot of people. You understand? Then we're talking about number 2, diet. Food like garlic and spices. You understand? We also have alcohol. You understand? Can affect the body odor. Garlic, spicy food, onion. You understand? Alcohol can also what? Affect the body by producing bromhidrosis. So foods like garlic, you know, if you can easily know who is on garlic diet. You can easily know who is on garlic diet. You understand? The apocrine gland no dey hide am. E go bring am come out ASAP. If you're always eating garlic, if you're always on garlic diet or onion diet or your too spicy diet, the apocrine gland will not hide it. The apocrine gland will bring it out ASAP. You understand? So that is that. The third one here is what? Medication. Medication like let me say antibiotics, some medication that includes certain antidepressants. You understand? So all this medication that contains some medication like antidepressants, antibiotics, this kind of medication can alter your body odor. You understand? All this kind of medication can alter your what? Your body odor. So that is all about medication, which is the third contributing factor that I mentioned earlier. Now, back to the fourth contributing factor, we have the medical condition. Now, medical condition like, let me say, a fruity smell can indicate diabetes. Diabetes is a medical condition, right? Okay, so when someone is having a fruity smell, just know that that person is suffering from diabetes. No be say person wey just chop watermelon or orange or lick orange or eat banana o. Maybe once this fruity smell is constant, you've noticed this kind of odor. You understand? This kind of body odor from this person. Just know that the person is suffering from diabetes. They might not know, but from their body odor you will know. You understand? So if someone is having a fruity smell, that indicates that the person is suffering from diabetes. You understand? While a bleach-like smell might suggest liver or kidney disease. You know what bleach is now? If you are confused, say that I am confused in the comment section, then I'll explain further. Okay, so another medical condition is if someone is having this kind of body odor, a bleach-like smell, it indicates liver or kidney disease. Just know that person is having a liver disease or a kidney disease. So if a patient is or someone is having that kind of body odor, just know that person is having kidney or liver disease. Another one again is that hyperhidrosis. or excessive sweating can also increase body odor. When someone is having excessive sweating, scientifically known as what, the hyperhidrosis. So hyperhidrosis means when someone is having excessive sweat. For example, now maybe if my body is covered with sweat, as if say they pour me 3 gallon of water, you can refer me as you can say that I am having hyperhidrosis. So someone that is having hyperhidrosis means that that person is having excessive sweat. Okay, so someone that is having excessive sweat is also under medical condition. Okay, so the fifth contributing factor we are having is hygiene. Now you need to know that poor hygiene also contributes to bromhidrosis, known as body odor. Like I said earlier, bromhidrosis means body odor. That's the scientific name for body odor. So if you're having poor hygiene, you don't bathe well, your apocrine gland always excretes a thick sweat to which bacteria manifest or infest or feed on. Let me put it that way, since I'm using the word feed. You understand? Maybe when you're having strong sweat coming from your apocrine gland, you should know that you need to take care of yourself. So poor hygiene can lead to bromhidrosis. You understand? In this case, based on we are talking about preteen and teenagers, if your preteen and teenager is having poor hygiene, just know that they need to do what? Take care of themselves. They need to do what? Have regular baths. Not just regular baths. Make sure they are washing themselves, their body well, especially that areas that I mentioned earlier: the armpits, the groin, the genitals, the penis area. You understand? These are the areas whereby the apocrine gland is very, very active. You need to wash all those places well, and after washing those places well, or after having a good bath, they need to make use of what? A deodorant. Not just a deodorant, but what? An antiperspirant deodorant, especially recommended for what? Puberty, children that are in what? Their puberty stage. Okay, so the sixth one contributing factor to bromhidrosis is exercise and heat. You know, when you are exercising, there's every possibility that you have you will be hyperhidrosis. There's every possibility that you'll be what? Hyperhidrosis. Are you getting it now? So once you are exercising, you are going to sweat a lot, because in that process you are going to be dehydrated, and you need what? Water to hydrate yourself. So in that process you are going to be what? Experiencing hyperhidrosis, which is what? Excessive sweat. You'll be having excess sweat. So in this case, heavy exercise and warm weather can cause you to sweat more, which can lead to what? More bromhidrosis. Now imagine if you are at the gym and you are exercising, and as you are exercising, you are going to be hyperhidrosis. You understand? You are going to be having excess sweat coming out from your body. Now imagine you are having poor hygiene in this aspect. Now your bromhidrosis will be very, very bad. Imagine say your body odor na follow come. And don't mind you, sometimes our parents and the people that give birth to children, from childbirth, if you not wash your baby, if you not clean your baby body well from that maternity ward, if you not clean your baby body well, your pikin go get better body odor. All those blood and the rest. You understand? Okay. Now the next one is weight, body weight. You see all those people way too fat, they are prone to what? Bromhidrosis. You understand? So overweight a person can be a what? Being overweight can be what? Can be a contributing factor to what? Bromhidrosis. So someone that is overweight, that is having excess fat, just know say those people who are body odor na 5 and 6, and that in that stage I will even recommend you to use antiperspirant deodorant. You understand? All right. Also note that vitamins and supplements, including infection, can also do what? Cause bromhidrosis. Also know that. All right, let me come from the vitamin and supplement area. Now, know that deficiency or malabsorption of certain vitamins and minerals can also lead to what? Bromhidrosis. Deficiency or malabsorption of certain vitamins and minerals can do what? Sometimes cause body odor. You can ask me this question on this part in the comment section and I will explain further. Okay, now for infection, a urinary tract infection known as UTI can also cause a strong odor in urine. If you are having UTI infection, it can also cause a very strong odor in urine. Okay, so that is that. If you have any question, you can ask me your question from any of these contributing factors that I've mentioned and explained so far on the comment section, and I will answer you. Okay, so quickly we're going to be talking about prevention. How can we prevent this? Now, you can prevent bromhidrosis by what? Washing your body, washing or bathing, having it regularly. Bathing regularly and washing your clothes. Also wash your clothes. I'll come to that area. If you are bathing, having a regular bath, it will prevent you from what? Having or experiencing bromhidrosis. Okay. The second prevention here is shaving. Shave the hair from in your armpit. Shave the hair in your private parts. You understand? If you're having beards, if you're having beards like mine as a guy, you don't want to cut it off, treat it. Because if you no treat am, if you dey sweat, you no wash am well sef, you go dey smell. And your hair, if you're having your hair like mine, also take care of your hair. If you don't take care of it, it will smell. Microorganisms are there. Okay? Alright, that is that for shaving, because like I said, if you no shave, it will also lead to what? Bromhidrosis. Further explanation: shaving can help slow down in evaporation of sweat. It can help to slow down, because observe when you sweat, you see that your hair traps sweat. But if you bathe sef, if you no dry your body well, it will trap soap. If you no rinse your body well, it will trap soap and water. So if you no rinse your body well, that soap that is being trapped by the hair will lead to skin reaction when the bacteria found on our skin feed on them. You understand? The same thing applies to when you not dry your body well. Sometimes if you not dry your hair well, you see that to be itching you few minutes time. You understand? So that is that. Make sure if you are for your preteen and teenager, endeavor to buy what? Antiperspirant deodorant, because they need it at this stage. Okay. Also, you need to do what? Always dry your body well after bathing. Dry your body well. Rinse your body very, very well. Like I said earlier, sometimes if you not rinse the soap out of your body very well, those soap will start causing skin reaction on your skin. Sometimes you don't know this. That's why they will say use enough water to bathe, because after soaping your body, you need enough water to do what? To rinse or remove all those soap from your body. Alright, so remember to always dry your body and dry your hair very, very well. You should also know that drinking of water prevents body odor. Sometimes we don't know this. I know you don't know this, that drinking of water prevents body odor. Now you should know that staying hydrated helps to flush toxins and dilute body odor. When they tell you I'm not drink water, you go say no, I'm not tasty. You must not be tasty before you drink water. Okay, you need to always drink water to stay what? Hydrated. Now look at it now. Drinking of water also helps to what? Prevent body odor. staying hydrated, it helps to what? Flush out toxins. Sometimes we go don drink so many things, both of the agbo gbogbo we don drink. When you drink water, it will help to flush them out. After flushing them, you go and urinate or you go and poo. You understand? So drinking of water also helps to what? Prevent bromhidrosis. Okay. Now, you need to watch pungent food. You need to do what? Watch out for what? Pungent food. Pungent food like what? Garlic, onion, spicy pepper, too much curry. You understand? All these is are what? Pungent food. You need to watch out for them. I mentioned it earlier when I started this topic, this sub volume 4. You understand? So you need to watch out for what? Pungent food. Let me pronounce it gently. Pungent food. Limit garlic, limit onion, limit spicy pepper and curry. You understand? As their aromas can come through by what? Sweat. When you eat excess garlic, the aroma of garlic now will come out through your sweat, your sweat spore. You understand? And once it comes out from your which is excreted by your apocrine gland, it will be noticeable. You understand? If you eat too much spicy food, it will also be noticeable. If you eat excess onion, it will also be what? Noticeable. When you sweat, all these things will be noticed. Both when you eat it from your mouth, when you talk, through your buccal cavity, it will be noticeable. Not just your body, also mouth odor. So I'm talking about body odor. We also go towards mouth odor. And once we get to mouth odor, I will talk about that of the mouth. Okay? Then the next one, you need to consider other food. You need to consider other food. So it's not by cleaning our body or bathing regularly or shaving that can help prevent, but you need to watch what we eat. You understand? Now wetin you eat na im go make your shit dey smell anyhow. You understand? Okay. The next one, you need to do what? Like I said, consider other food. Foods like what? Citrus food, leafy green might also help. You understand? Why sweet fruity smell could also what? Signal blood sugar issues. So when you are talking about sweet fruity smells, sweet fruity smells can also do what? Signal that you are having what? Blood sugar issue. When someone is having a sweet fruity smell, it shows that person is having what? It will give signal of what? Blood sugar issue. That when we are talking about, remember I talk about diabetes. When it's on, if you are perceiving something like let me go back. When you are perceiving a fruity smell, that indicates that if that person is having what? Diabetes. That person is suffering from diabetes, but you don't know. If you notice it that this fruity smell is always occurring, just know that. Just tell the person, you should say you do alright, because this is my experience as a science student, or based on how exposed I am. See, you go run test where you check whether no be diabetes dey come. So that it signals what? Blood sugar issue, and this blood sugar issue is known as diabetes. Okay. Then the next one we'll be talking about is what? Lifestyle factors. What is this lifestyle factors? The kind of work you do. You understand? You observe that when you are too stressed in whatever thing you are doing, even though you are at home, if you are cooking, if you are washing, if you are doing your home chores, you see that you sweat. So all these things are what? Stress. All these things makes you to sweat through stress. So you need to do what? Manage your stress. You get? So stress also enables the apocrine glands to do what? To produce sweat, thicker sweat that this bacteria feeds on. You understand? You see from your armpits, you can see, or you've observed that you sweat more in your armpit, your groin, your genitals, your private part side. You understand? You observe that you sweat more there. You get? So that is one of another one is exercising. I mentioned it before, but I want to still let you know that lifestyle factors can also instigate all these things. You understand? And lastly, before I end this video, also know that if your bromhidrosis cannot be prevented, or it cannot be controlled, even antiperspirant sef no fit help you for this case. If you are that person that antiperspirant sef cannot help you cover your body odour, or it cannot reduce your body odour, omo go and see the doctor asap. Go and see your doctor asap. You understand? Okay, so thank you for listening. Thank you for always supporting Steve Landry TV show. I believe that this sub volume 4 under hygiene called bromhidrosis, known as body odor, I'm able to educate you or educate us more about body odor. And please, the prevention is there. If you're having any question, the comment section is there for you to ask whatever question that makes you feel turbid or that makes you confused. I'm here, I will react to it, and I will explain further for you in the comment section. Thank you for always being with Steve Landry TV show. Make sure you share this video. Make all those parents wey never see Steve Landry TV show, make they see am o. Share it round. Support me, share, make this TV show go viral. You understand? And also like, comment. You understand? Follow up the discourse. Bring out your, if I didn't say some of the things that I'm supposed to still say, you can also say it out. You understand? Share, like, comment, follow. If you are not following me on Facebook, please follow me. If you are not following me on TikTok, please follow me. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe, Joe. You know, understand? All right, thank you, my followers, my fans, for always being with me. Remember, don't touch the dial. Aquema. Oh yeah.